and welcome to Grotto Beasts, a trading card game analysis and flavor-based tier list. I'm your host, Thomas. It's very good to be here. Thank you. Thank you. So very good. So, just so I know where everyone in the crowd is at, who here has played Grotto Beasts before? Nice, nice. Okay. Who here knows who or what Jerermy 985 is? All right. Great. And who here has either just wandered in or has been dragged here by someone and has no clue what is going on? I applaud your bravery. Just great. That's just to give me a baseline of where everyone is at, okay? Well, for those of you who are out of the loop, Jerermy 985, Jerermy Elbertson, is a streamer and a satanic homunculus from an alien world. Some of his recent accolades include Streamer of the Year in 2020 and a person of interest in several cases with the Las Vegas Police Department ongoing. I'm not going to, I'm not going to give you a whole biography on the person, but feel free, strangers, to play his videos at full volume if I start to bore you during this panel. Just as a nice way to keep the seat warm. One thing that we do need to focus on in regards to Jerermy is that on March 6th, 2021, Jerermy hosted an archaeology stream where he first mentioned Grotto Beasts, the topic of this panel today. This is where he first introduced this game to the world. I've prepared a clip, and just to give a little bit of context before the clip for anyone who might be unfamiliar with the archaeology stream. Basically what's happening is Jeremy's grandfather has passed away, and he's left behind instructions on how to locate his stockpile of buried treasure. So Jerermy took himself and the entire stream out to the Mojave Desert, and he dug up boxes of his grandpa's fortune, and he begins rummaging through the contents. Right before where our clip is about to start is when he begins, but this so-called treasure so far in the stream has been lackluster. So let's take a look at when things really start to get exciting for Jerermy.
Wait. Oh my God! Grandpa, you did it. All the stupid 90s snacks, nobody gives a shit about those. You can get those at the grocery store right now. Collectible monster card packs from 1997. If this is Pokemon, oh, now I understand what he was doing. Oh my, get all the 3D Doritos. They came back, and they don't even taste the same. Oh my God. Didn't you come over and get a look at this? Are you ready for the great fucking reveal? Collectible monster card packs, holy shit. Pokemon cards. What is this? What is Grotto Beasts? What is Grotto Beasts? Oh my fucking God. You picked, this shit didn't even go for like one full season on TV. In fact, I think this company's liquidated. 1997, yeah, they're jumping on the bandwagon for Pokemon. You know what I mean? What else could I even possibly say?
We found the company.
You found the company?
You can buy it.
How much is it worth?
Like $350,000.
It's $350,000 for the
It's grottobeasts.com is what we found.
grottobeast.net?
.com.
Grottobeast.com, how much is it?
$350,000 for the whole IP, all of it.
That's all the assets.
Everything.
Yeah, buy it. Buy it.
Right.
Buy it right now. You got access to my checking account. Get it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd buy it.
My card.
Yeah, no, this is cool. This is cool. I'll own it.
So from this purchase, Jeremy would strive to turn Grotto Beasts into an empire. Yes, folks, behind the scenes, Jerermy was hard at work with a development team to update the Grotto Beasts card game and bring it into the modern era. Next up, I have a brief clip from when he first announced the trading card game to his fans on stream January 24, 2023. Here it is.
A couple of years ago, we did a stream called The Wonders of Archaeology. In that stream, I opened up card packs from a game, a fake game, that we made up. And a couple of years later, I am pleased to announce to you that as of tonight, pre-sales are open, and you can actually get the real thing. Here comes the presentation.
Okay, I was waiting for more. I don't remember cutting it off at his laugh, but okay. So the Grotto Beasts 2023 trading card game would be retooled and developed in coordination with game designer J. Evan Raitt. And the art for the cards was done in coordination with a large group of artists who you see up here on screen. The four in the rows, the bottom 4 rows, these were the guest artists for the run, and they typically illustrated anywhere from 2 to 4 cards in the set. Meanwhile, the top 4 artists at the page you see here, these were the lead artists for Grotto Beasts. Their illustrations would comprise most of the bulk of the 200 card run that was initially released for the game. On the far left here, you'll see lead artist Halulu would also design the Grotto Beasts logo and other art for the game's packaging and rulebook. And with that, Grotto Beasts was out in the world. What started out as a joke at Jeremy's expense, it now became a playable trading card game. In my opinion, I think this is a great example of some really creative and unique merchandise that I've seen a content creator put out. And I think it really just goes to show how much thought and effort Jerermy puts into what he creates for his community, despite his atrocities. And I'm going to revisit this idea of community building that Jerermy does in a little bit. But first, I want to talk about gameplay and refresh some people on how Grotto Beasts is played. So in this next segment, I just want to briefly go over the basic rules of the game of Grotto Beasts. Grotto Beasts is a card game played between 2 players, each with a 40-card deck and a starting hand of 6 cards. The main goal of the game is to be the first player to score 10 points. Here's an example of what your playing board when playing Grotto Beasts might look like. There are some straightforward areas that many of you may be familiar with. There's a deck area and a discard area. Jumping over to maybe the less familiar, you have a zone and for your teams in 5 and for your sideline in 6. And these are areas that where you'll be playing your cards. The team area is where you play your active beasts. These are beasts who will be attacking your opponent and defending your opponent's attacks. And then the sideline acts as kind of an additional reserve for your beast cards and also where you will be playing your grottos. I'm going to go over grottos and beasts shortly. Finally, I do want to bring your attention to the scored card area and the summoning pool. These are elements that are pretty special to this game. In Grotto Beasts, a player keeps track of their score by discarding face down the top card of their discard deck. So once scored, these cards aren't accessible or visible to that player. So basically, scoring cards thins out cards from your own deck. This is, if anyone's familiar with Pokemon, this is kind of similar to how prize cards work in the trading card game for Pokemon. But one mechanic that I have found to be wholly unique with Grotto Beasts, I haven't seen it in any other trading card game, is how the summoning works and summoning pools. Cards in Grotto Beasts have a cost to summon them, and that cost is played by that player by placing cards in their own hand face down into their summoning pool in any order. Simultaneously, the opposing player will draw an equal number of cards from their own summoning pool. So I have a brief example of kind of how that works. So player A decides to play a 2-cost card. They discard 2 cards to their summoning pool. Simultaneously, player B will draw 2 cards from their summoning pool. And just kind of randomly, if a player does not have enough cards in their summoning pool, they will instead draw that many cards from the top of their deck. And a player may not play a second card on their turn if their opponent does not have any available cards in their summoning pool. And as I mentioned earlier, this game mechanic is really interesting. I think it gives the game a good tempo, and it adds some strategy to the game. It's one of the many things that makes Grotto Beasts unique. Next up, I'll briefly go over the 4 different types of cards in Grotto Beasts. Up first, we have a beast card. Bullet 1, all cards have a name. Number 2, they all have a type. This porcelain is a trinket beast. Typing is, for the most part, irrelevant in Grotto Beasts. It has some hedge cases where it affects gameplay, but it's not something you need to pay much attention to. Up in the left-hand corner is the card's power. So this specific card has 1 power. Bullet point 4, we have the card's summoning cost. As mentioned earlier, that's how many cards you have to pay to summon that card. At 5, you have the card text. This tells you what the card's main ability is. And then below that is fun text, or a flavor text, if you will. This doesn't really have any bearing on the gameplay, but it does add lore and kind of some interesting fun stuff to the cards. And then over there at 7, you have the card rarity, the card number, and the artist. I'm going to try to get through these pretty fastly. I know everyone's anxious to discuss the edibility of Grotto Beasts cards, so I'm going to hop on over to Grottos now. Similar to Beast cards, you have the card name and the card type at 1 and 2. The summoning cost at bullet point 3. The main text ability for the card at number 4. The flavor text at 5. And then the rarity, card number, and artist at 6. Pretty straightforward so far. We'll be looking at wishes now. Wishes similarly have their name at 1, their type at 2, the cost at 3, the main text at 4, the fun text at 5, and then their rarity, card number, and artist at 6. Wish cards are kind of like spell cards that you play throughout Grotto Beasts. You use them instantly on your turn, and they generally give you as a player a tactical advantage. These are kind of like spell cards from any other game you might play, any other trading card game. Finally, we'll take a look at challenger cards. I wanted to hold off on talking about challengers earlier because Grotto Beasts can be played without challenger cards, but kind of in the fun and spirit of the game, if you do want to have a rumble and play with challengers, these are powerful cards that start and play for each player. I've been told that this is similar to Planeswalkers in Magic the Gathering, but I don't really play that game because I don't find Magic cards to be all that tasty. A challenger can shake up a player's strategy and even change a player's win condition for the game. So you'll notice the challenger cards get full card art to display them in their majestic glory. You see their name at 1, their card type at 2, their power at 3 as well. Number 4, we'll briefly discuss. That's the goal, so that on this specific example, that 16 in the heart you see, I discussed how it can change your win condition for the game earlier. So in this, the goal number on your challenger card changes the number of cards you need to score in a game of Grotto Beasts in order to win. So in this particular example, you need to score 16 cards in order to win while playing with the Pine Princess Challenger. And then kind of back to familiarity with other cards, you have the main text at 5, the rarity, card number, and artist at 6. And then, for whatever reason, they throw the Grotto Beasts logo down in the bottom right-hand corner for challenger cards. Those are the different types of cards. Quickly, we're going to look at the gameplay for Grotto Beasts. A round starts. It's the start of your turn. You do your start a turn crap. You draw a card, you wake up your beasts that are resting, you do any effects or abilities that are start of turn. Then you have your action phase. This is when you play your beasts, your grottos. You can move your beasts around as well. This is your opportunity to play cards before entering the battle phase. When entering the battle phase, one player attacks the other, and then they fight and beat each other up, and I will cover the rules for battling in just a second. After your battle phase, there is a second action phase where a player has the opportunity to play any cards that they didn't want to earlier in the turn. And then finally is the end turn phase. End of turn effects take place, and players discard down to their hand limit. So I think the last rule I need to go over is how battling works in Grotto Beasts, and then everyone in this room should be experts, familiar at least, with how to play Grotto Beasts. So battling is a crucial aspect for Grotto Beasts. When a player enters their battle phase, they declare which beast they would like to send into battle. The defending player then declares which beasts, if any, they would like to defend with. So the card powers for both players are added up. The attacking player assigns this number amongst the defending beasts. If they have damage equal to an opponent's beast, that beast is destroyed. The defending player does this simultaneously with their defenders. If a defender assigns their power to an opponent's attacking beast equal to their power, that attacker is destroyed. Any remaining attacking power, if any, gets scored as points for the attacker. The surviving beasts, both attackers and defenders, then rest after the battle, and they remain rested until the start of the next player's turn. So I realize that might have been a lot. I'm going to give you a quick example of how battling works. In this example here, we see 3 beasts attacking 1 Connival, who is the defender. The attacker's combined power is 6, while the defender's combined power is 5. So the defender assigns 5 powers to the attackers, destroying 2. But they are 1 power off from being able to destroy the 3rd beast. Meanwhile, the attackers assign 5 damage to the defending beast and have 1 power left over that gets scored as 1 point for the attacking player. One kind of interesting thing that comes from this example, normally a deck is only allowed to have 3 copies of a card in it. So one fun thing about the Beast is that you may have noticed, if you really wanted to, you could run one deck that is just 40 Beasts. I have prepared here a clip of what that deck might look like.
All right, so welcome everybody to the meeting of the Bears. As you know, we do this meeting every single month to make sure we agree on things. So let's just get started. Cheeseburgers, yeah. Hot dogs, yeah. Donuts, yeah. Bar fighting, yeah. Bug collection, yeah. Okay, well that's it. That's the meeting of the Bears has commenced. See you all next month, yeah.
So now that we've discussed...
All right, so welcome everybody.
Okay. We reviewed the basic rules of the game and the different card types and all that, and got all that out of the way. I'm going to take a moment to briefly discuss the current state of the game and the game's meta. So currently, there are no plans to continue support for the physical card game of Grotto Beasts, nor does Jerermy have any intentions of doing a second run of the physical cards. The Grotto Beasts store is down, and if you want a physical Grotto Beasts card, you will have to buy them through secondhand sites like eBay. In addition to the Grotto Beasts store being down, their main website and wiki are currently down as well. As of me writing this, I don't know, at 3 a.m. So their website is down. It can only be accessed through the Internet Archive. And in short, official support for Grotto Beasts has greatly dwindled since its publication. There is a digital version of the game available to play on Tabletop Simulator, although that also does not seem, to me at least, to have a very robust player base as of date. I'll circle back to my thoughts on this to the mod shortly, but I do think the initial release of the game, physical release at least, had some balancing issues as well. I want to preface this by saying that Grotto Beasts is a really fun game in my opinion. I've had countless hours of entertainment and joy playing it, but it's not without its flaws. I think most glaringly, you have here the 2-player starter deck that was available for pre-purchase, and at least in my opinion, the decks aren't very balanced. The starter kit came in at $80, and it had 2 decks, 2 booster packs, 2 playmats, and a set of Jerermy dice. And the 2 decks available were Lots of Grottos and Super Luck. And the general consensus is that Super Luck is just kind of better. When you're playing the 2 decks, it really comes down to the player with the Super Luck deck getting a bad hand or bad card draws in order for the Lots of Grotto player to have a chance at winning. And I have here 2 cards from the starter deck that I think illustrate this pretty well. Over here on the left, my left is also your left. Incredible. We have the Bobbin, which was a Lots of Grottos deck card, and Festive Mimic from the Super Luck deck. And you can see these are both 3-cost, 2-power cards, but when reading the effects, it's evident that Festive Mimic is just a way better card, based solely on the card's ability. And I think this is even without considering that the Super Luck deck has a lot of synergies designed around dice rolls and coin flips and random luck that make these actions a little stronger. I'll take a minute to further illustrate this point on balancing issues. I want to look at some cards that aren't even on the starter decks. Here we have Bad Ghost. It's a 1-cost, 1-power ghostly beast. When we compare him to other cards of that stat range to kind of see how card abilities can be a little all over the place, I think we can see some interesting things. We'll take a look at how he stacks up against Barut, who for the same cost has the potential to provide 1 extra power. And I think this is kind of just like a baseline of what 1-cost, 1-power cards look like. I'm going to show you 3 more examples that have exponentially more advantageous effects. You have Sarah Chime here on the left, who's able to defend your board forever. Spectacular in the middle, who is an incredible draw tool, and he helps you find the cards that you need when playing. And then Goo Glow on the right is just a really good draw engine, and he guarantees that you're going to know what one of your scored cards is in your scored card pile, and that gives you as a player a lot of information. And I do want to point, all of these 5 cards are common rarity in the game, and you kind of wonder what the point of some of them are from a game design standpoint. And I get it. On one hand, every single trading card game needs the cute one drop card that doesn't do anything. But I have to say, on the other hand, this was a limited 200 card run, so it just seemed odd to me that one of those cards would be kind of a nothing burger. Now to kind of circle back to Tabletop Simulator, Grotto Beasts has a good amount of community support. There's a TTS mod programmed by Miller Hollinger. I think personally, my opinion on the mod is I'm kind of too stupid to understand how to use Tabletop Simulator. So that's already one point against it. The only other big thing I've really noticed is you're able to see your opponent's hand when playing in Tabletop Simulator. And I think it would also be helpful in TTS if there was kind of more automation between the turn phases of the game. Moving on to some other community support, you have grotto.builder, which is a site that lets you browse Grotto Beast cards, build decks, and open virtual packs of Grotto Beast cards. And finally, I do want to point your attention to a project that I think looks pretty interesting and promising called Grotto Beasts Arena. This is still a project in development, but according to the developer, their finished game will allow online multiplayer as well as a single-player campaign. And also, according to the dev, this looks like it's going to fix issues that I had with TTS, where it's going to kind of automate the turn sequences, similar to a more traditional video game, and just kind of make it more streamlined for players who aren't familiar with the game. So I would highly encourage you to check out all of these community projects revolving around Grotto Beasts. All right, we did it. We made it, guys. That's it for the... what the hecky heck? The informational portion of the panel. But I know the question on everyone's mind. Can you really eat the cards? The answer is yes. And I would like to start this off by playing another clip from the Grotto Beasts announcement stream.
Over the coming couple of weeks, you'll see a lot more detail on how it's going to play out and when shipping is going to happen, and that let us get through this pre-sale first. Can you eat the Grotto Beast cards? Are they flavored? Please do not eat the cards. They're not edible, and they would probably taste very bad. Concerningly, this is one of the most frequently asked questions. Do not eat them. I know a lot of people have a ton of questions. A lot of people have so many questions, and I would love to answer them all. But let's start here, and let's get to the most important part that everyone's asking. How much does this shit cost?
Now, Jerma is, above all else, a man who commits to bits and is about doing interesting and cool things for his community. So while he may have explicitly said not to eat the Grotto Beast cards, he didn't say anything about licking them. In fact, if you take note of the very same rulebook, you
Over the coming couple of weeks?
No, this rulebook, you may see the frequently asked question, are they flavored? We are given no firm answer on this. An obvious nod from Jerma that while the cards in their entirety may not be edible and would probably taste very bad, the exterior of the cards is something else entirely. This is the genius of Jerma's design behind Grotto Beasts. They are both flavorful and reusable. Of course he doesn't want you to eat them. That would ruin the cards. However, he has never said once has he never said anything about gently licking your Grotto Beasts cards. Indeed, similar to a scratch and sniff, Jerma, I think you will find, has implemented a scratch and lick technology, whereby a player using their Grotto Beasts cards may sample the card's flavors over and over and over again, while still being able to enjoy the game. You can't play Grotto Beasts again if the cards are in your tummy. However, even the idea that the cards are not edible in their entirety is given mixed signaling by both the community, as we can see here, and the developers. Up next, I want to play for you, pardon me, I'm going to play for you next a clip from a commercial that can be found on the official Grotto Beasts YouTube channel.
Master the arts of grottos, beasts, and wishes. With 200 different cards, you must choose your challenger wisely.
Hey, mister, will you stop doing that?
Oh. You can even call upon my power, so craft the strongest deck you can.
This commercial leads one to believe that there may be something there to eating the cards. That perhaps the flavor coating these cards, the scratch and lick flavor, is strong enough and delicious enough to overpower the cardboard that it's printed on. Yes, folks.
Master the...
Grotto Beast is edible without a doubt. And now I think it's time for what everyone has been waiting for. Let's see what some of these cards taste like. Now I will only be licking some of my cards. I don't want to eat through my entire collection just yet. I'm sure they will be inviting me back for many, many years to do this panel at MAGFest, so it's important to hang on to these. I have here a handy board where we can rank some of these cards based on the flavor as well. I'm sure everyone here knows what a tier list is. And additionally, I would like to open this up to anyone in the audience who has brought their own Grotto Beasts cards with them today. I welcome you to line up and, well, you'll have an opportunity to sample the flavor of a few of your favorite cards and share your thoughts with the rest of the room. So, I think we might be having a Grotto feast up in here. All right, I mean, I'll kick things off. I have a select few. Let's go with an easy one to start. Weenie Mutt. Sorry, I'm just checking to see how we're doing on time, just how deep, how lost in the sauce we're about to get. Weenie Nut is, it's okay. I mean, I have two issues with this. One, I feel as if they lean into the hot dog flavor a little too hard with this card. I think if they had just kind of toned it back, or maybe even added maybe like a kind of a mustard or a ketchup to it to help balance it out, it would work a little better. But as is, Weenie Mutt is just straight hot dog. Second of all, Weenie Mutt is kind of cute, and I do, even if I am just licking the card, I do feel a little guilty kind of consuming that cute little pupper. So I think for that reason, I'm only gonna be able to give Weenie Mutt, are we feeling D? I'm leaning a little more towards C. D for dog, okay. Again, if anyone else wants to sample their own cards, please feel free to form an orderly line. Yeah, buddy.
See, I got a foil smoky Mr. Green
The
here.
foil Mr. Green!
Let's see.
Oh! How's the Mr. Green flavor profile?
Got a smoky aftertaste.
Wow.
I don't like smoky though.
Right.
Hickory
Ooh.
wood. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of it's a little too much for me.
Maybe it's a greedy flavor. It's a little excessive and
Smells
indulgent.
like cigarettes.
Where would you put Mr. Green? I have Post-it notes, so we don't have to tape your cards up here as well.
Honestly, F tier. This is awful. F for foil.
Mr. Green, F tier. All right, we'll jump back to me real quick. We did one challenger, Mr. Green. I have Jerermy Moon. You know Jeremy made a cheese flavor. It's so tongue in cheek. And it's not a bad cheese. I think sometimes you have to be careful with artificial cheese flavors because sometimes you taste it and you're like, oh, that's fake cheese. But this is a pretty convincing facsimile of what cheese tastes like, and I think for that reason, I'm gonna give Jerermy Moon an A tier. Friend with queuing in line.
You took the one card I was gonna do.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It seems I'm gonna have to do. Oh, what do I have? What else but Fruit Jungle?
Ooh. S tier. Fruit Jungle coming in at an S tier. Who would have thought? My lord. What else do I have here that I'm willing to stick in my mouth? Surprise snack. A little oniony. I don't know how he did it, but Jerermy made it taste like his mouth. I'm not.
How do you know what it tastes like?
Cause I just tried the card, okay?
You know what Jeremy's mouth tastes like?
I'll give Surprise Snack a B tier. Back up, throwing it back to the audience. This is a fun flow.
All right. I have here sus guy.
No.
Okay. Also, I want to know you ruined my bid of doing surprise snack.
I'm sorry.
okay.
I'm doing that to everyone.
So it's got kind of a cherry flavor. At least I thought so at first, but it's I don't know. There's just something a little suspicious about it. I'm not certain. It's a little bit off. I can't put my finger on it, but it's got to be like a B tier, I think.
B tier.
I'm a cherry fan. What can I say?
Okay. Sus. I'm genuinely touched by how quickly other people in the audience were to lick their most valuable Grotto Beast cards.
Oh, this isn't mine.
All right, we got to go with the easy one next. Sweet Tooth, come on. It's sweet, it's cupcakey, it's sugary, it's close to being overpowering and overwhelming and too much, but I think It toes the line fairly well. Sweet Tooth is going to be, I think, A tier for me. Throwing it back to the audience for another one.
All right, looking through my deck, I think I want to try the Humble Rad Root. You know, pretty solid. You know, you place it above a Grotto, no summoning sadness. It's pretty solid, so. C tier.
C tier for Rad Root. We're filling out this tier list nicely. I'll make sure you get all your beasts.
Yeah, I didn't. The bit's too long.
We appreciate the commitment to a bit here, whenever there is a bit. Next year, I have an incredible pool. I've been debating on whether or not I wanted to try this card in front of an audience. I'm a little nervous because the card is Toadstool, notorious for those of you who are deep on the Grotto Beasts subreddit. This specific card, due to the chemicals in it, has sent several people to the hospital. But I do it for you all. Toadstool. Here, it's my hollow Toadstool too. Very, very earthy, very mushroomy flavor. No doubt from all the deadly chemicals contained within the card. I think that's going to be a C tier for me as well.
Okay, I have a bit of a challenge here.
We have a challenge here.
So I have the German dice.
Okay.
I'd like to give that a try if that would count. What do you think?
The dice,
Dice,
which of
yeah.
course, why wouldn't he flavor the dice as well?
Only makes sense that he would flavor the limited edition Germa 6-sided die. I'm going to, for demonstration purposes, be looking at on the Germa face side for the one. So let's have a taste. Woo! Like Baja Blast kind of. It has a little bit of a blast to it. It has the color. It has the taste. I'm gonna. I think A. I think A tier.
A tier for the dice. All right, just to balance out, and again, I want to circle back to the uniqueness and interestingness of this game. I did sample the deadly, what the heck were you called? Toadstool, just a minute ago, which will kill a person upon trying it. However, Jerma thought about that. Obviously, he doesn't want to kill his smart fans. That's why I have the Frog's Breath Potion, which infused with an antidote for Toadstool, as many of you on the subreddit would know. Yeah, definitely a really, really bitter card. Not the best flavor. I do think I have to give it. It saved my life, so I can't give it an F, surely. But this is a tier list based solely on flavor. I'll throw it a D, just as a thank you for not dying. Nobody else had Grotto Beasts cards they wanted to sample the flavors and delicacies of. I can take a look at a couple more. What else do I have here? Sung Springfield, classic, iconic, beautiful. Let's see how my mouth likes it. Sorry. Okay. Jeez. That's good. It comes in with kind of like a nice floral flavors on the top end, but but with maybe like a kiss of honey there at the end. Southern Spring Field, very pleasant. That might be S tier for me. Thank you all for tuning in for the Grotto Beasts panel. I think, how am I doing on time? I have enough time to try maybe 1 or 2 more cards before we start wrapping things up here. I haven't tried this one yet, but the Big Baker. I've heard great things about the Big Baker. That's really good. That's like really, really good. Like this might be. This blows all the rest of that shit out of the water. But this is like S plus. This is. I'm sorry. It's got like. I don't know. It's so good. You know how like a beer has that bready taste to it. It's kind of like that, but it's like really like bread forward and a little sweet and savory too. And no. We're gonna put this. We're gonna put this card in S plus where.
You okay?
I don't. I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. Folks, I think that's gonna do it for the Grotto Beasts panel. I have been informed that there is some sort of eating contest going on in here afterwards, so we will need to clear the room for that. For anyone interested, you can follow me on social media. Thank you again so much for tuning in, and this has been Grotto Beasts, a trading card game analysis and flavor-based tier list.